Hi everyone, Monisha here. So in this video, I will be completing exercise 4.1 of chapter circles. Along with that, I will be completing tangent theorem and perpendicular theorem. In my previous video, I had completed the introductory part of circles. Along with that, all possible definitions which come under circles, everything I have completed. So in this, I will be concentrating only on exercise 4.1 since it is a very small exercise. Along with that, I will complete tangent and perpendicular theorem. So let us start the session. So this is exercise 4.1. The first question of this exercise is, how many tangents can a circle have? So a circle can have how many tangents? Okay, a circle can have infinite number of tangents because a circle have infinite number of points on it, and at every point a tangent can be drawn. In my previous video, I have already told you circle means it is a number of locus of point which we trace it to form a circle. So a circle have a numerous amount of points. If there are many points inside that, so then we can draw tangent to each and every point. So the answer for this first question is a circle can have infinite number of tangents because a circle have infinite number of points on it. Okay. Next, the second main is fill in the blanks. The first question is a tangent to a circle intersect it in dash point. That is only one point. Okay. Tangent intersect on a circle at only one and only one point. So the answer is 1. The second question is a line intersecting a circle in 2 points is called a secant. I have explained you in my previous video. Secant means it intersects the 2 points and it will cuts the circle. Okay, it almost cuts the circle. The 2 points are not exactly on the circle, on the circumference. If it is on the circumference, then it will be a chord. Okay, if it extends from the chord, if the line extends, then that line is said to be a secant. Okay, a line intersecting a circle in 2 points is called a secant. Next, a circle have dash parallel tangents at the most. They have asked parallel tangents. If they asked how many tangents, then it can be one or infinite. Okay, so but here they have asked how many parallel tangents. The parallel tangents are 2. Only 2 parallel tangents are possible. Next, the last question is the common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle is called point of contact. Okay, if a tangent is drawn to a circle at perpendicular point, then that particular point is said to be point of contact. Hope you understood this. So moving on to the third question of exercise 4.1. The question is a tangent PQ at a point P of a circle of radius 5 cm meets a line through a center O at a point Q, so that OQ is equal to 12 cm. Length PQ we need to find out. Okay, so don't get confused. First we need to see the information which they have given. They have given a circle of radius 5 cm. So first we need to draw a circle. Okay, so randomly I am writing a circle. So this is a circle with center O. So it is a circle with center O, whereas the radius of the circle is 5 cm. Okay, the radius of the circle is 5 cm. So I will be writing a radius here. So the radius is 5 cm. Next, a tangent PQ at a point P of a circle. Okay, so this point P is on the circle at a point P. Okay, we need to write a tangent here. So tangent is a line which touches at only one point. So let it be a tangent where this is P and this is Q. Okay, so PQ. So here what they have given, 5 cm radius meets a line through a center O. So this tangent meets a line through a center O at a point Q, so that OQ is equal to 12 cm. So OQ is 12 cm, therefore we need to join OQ. Okay, so OQ is 12 cm. We need to find out the length of PQ. So this PQ line we need to find out. So now what happens when a radius and a tangent touches the circle at a particular point. Okay, when a radius and tangent meets at a point on the circle, then this point will become 90 degrees. So this will become perpendicular. So this OP is perpendicular to PQ. What happens? OP becomes perpendicular to PQ. Okay, so if OP is perpendicular to PQ, this will become a right angle triangle. So if it is a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So by Pythagoras theorem, what happens in Pythagoras theorem is, so the line which is opposite to 90 degree will be hypotenuse. So Pythagoras theorem states that hypotenuse square, that is OQ square. Okay, so this is 90 degree. The side opposite to 90 degree is hypotenuse. So Pythagoras theorem means hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the square on other two sides. The other two sides are, one is PQ square and the one is OP square. So this is Pythagoras theorem, which I will be explaining you when I am doing triangle chapter. Okay, so this is hypotenuse square, OQ square is equal to sum of the squares on other two sides, that is PQ square plus OP square. Here OQ is given as 12, so write it as 12 square is equal to PQ we need to find out, so write as it is PQ square plus OP is 5, so write it as 5 square. Okay, so what is 12 square? 12 square is 144 is equal to PQ square plus 5 square is 25. So next I will shift this 25 to left hand side, it will become minus 25 is equal to PQ square. So 144 minus 25 is 119 is equal to PQ square. We need to find out PQ, then we need to shift this square to left hand side. Okay, when we shift the square, it will become square root of 119. So what is the value for PQ? So the length of the tangent PQ is equal to 119, which is the fourth option. Okay, so therefore you write the answer here. The length of the tangent PQ is equal to root 119 centimeter. Hope you understood this problem. The fourth question is, draw a circle and two lines parallel to the given line such that one is a tangent and the other is a secant. Here a circle, we have to draw a circle and we have to draw two lines such that one should be a tangent and other should be a secant, and no measurements are given in this problem. So I have taken a radius of a circle as 2 cm and the given line AB as 4 cm. Okay, I have already done the problem in the left side, so I will tell you how to do it. Okay, first you have to draw a circle. Okay, first you have to draw a circle of radius 2 cm. Okay, after drawing it, you need to draw a given line. The given line is 4 cm I have taken. Since the radius of a circle is 2 cm, the given line I have taken as 4 cm. Then afterwards, what you have to do is, so this AB line is 4 cm. Half of this line will be 2. So you take in a compost more than half. So you take more than half in a compost. You can take like 3 cm you can take. So after taking 3 cm in a compost, place your compost at A and mark an arc here. Later you place your compost in B and mark an arc. Okay. So after drawing an arc, you need to join this intersecting line to the center of the circle. Okay, intersecting line, you have to draw a line from this intersecting point to center of the circle. Okay, so after drawing it, now you got a perpendicular line here. So after what you have to draw is, you need to draw a CD line, a line CD. Okay, like this you need to draw a line exactly touching at only one point of a circle, and again you need to draw another line which cuts the circle. Okay, draw two lines. Since in the question they have given to draw two lines, one line should only touch the circle at only one point, another line should cut the circle at 2 points. So the first line should be CD and the second line should be MN. So this is the construction. So now what happens is, this CD will be the tangent and this MN will be the secant. Okay, CD is a tangent and MN is the secant. So this is the construction which we had to do. Hope you understood this. Moving on to the theorem part. So theorem 4.1 is perpendicular theorem. So the perpendicular theorem states that the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Okay, any tangent drawn to the circle at a point which is touching the radius of the circle, then that point is perpendicular to the point of contact. Okay, so for this, first we need to write the data. Before that, we need to write a circle. a circle, first we need to write the data. So here first point write down O is the center of the circle. So O is the center of the circle. So mark a point O here. So O is the center of the circle. Second point is XY is the tangent to the circle. XY is the tangent to the circle. Okay, so draw a line XY touching at only one point to the circle. Okay, so this is XY. So don't mind, I am not using any scale or compass here. XY is the tangent to a circle. So next here XY is touching at only one point, name it as P. Okay, now the third point is P is the point of contact. So P is the point of contact. Next we need to join OP. So fourth point is join OP. Okay, so data is first O is the center of the circle, next XY is the tangent to the circle, P is the point of contact, next join OP. Okay, next going to prove. So for this you need to read the statement carefully, that is the tangent at any point of a circle. Tangent is XY here. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular. So XY is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the circle. Okay, OP. So we need to write OP is perpendicular to XY. Okay, we need to write OP is perpendicular to XY. The tangent drawn is always perpendicular to XY. So this OP is perpendicular to XY. For this we need to write a little construction. So construction is, here first we need to mark a point Q on XY. Okay, mark a point Q on XY and join OQ. So this is the construction we need to do in order to prove the theorem. Mark a point Q on XY and join OQ. Okay, next we are going to prove. Here Q lies outside the circle. Okay, Q lie outside the circle. Since Q lie outside the circle, if this Q is inside the circle, this XY would have become a secant, not a tangent. You know what is secant and a tangent, right? So in a circle, if a line touches at only one point, so this will be a tangent. So if a line touches 2 points and if it extends, then it will be a secant. So if this Q point is inside a circle, then this line would have touched the point from inside the circle. Then this XY will not be a tangent. It will become a secant. So write that Q lies outside the circle. If Q is inside the circle, then XY would have been a secant and not a tangent. Not a tangent. But this is not the case. Q is outside the circle, right? Therefore, Q is the, that is OQ is the longest line. Okay, OQ is the longest line. So OQ is greater than OP. Then OP is shorter than all the distances. Shorter than all distances. So if OP is shorter than all the distances, what will become? So OP is already a radius. If OP is shorter than all the distances, OP will become perpendicular to XY. Okay, if OP is shorter distance, OP will become perpendicular to XY. So this is perpendicular theorem. Okay, so the data is O is the center of a circle, XY is the tangent, P is the point of contact, that is the tangent will meet the circle at point P, intersects the circle at point P. So join OQ. So this is the join OP, this is the data. Next we need to prove OP perpendicular to XY. Okay, in the construction part we need to mark a point Q on XY and join OQ. Next proof is, since this Q point lies outside the circle, okay, since the Q point lies outside the circle, this XY is a tangent. So if the Q is inside the circle, then the XY tangent would have become a secant. It will not be a tangent anymore. So we need to make a point there. Q is outside the circle itself. Okay. So XY is a tangent there. If Q is outside the circle, then this OQ will become greater than OP. Then there is only two lines. One is OQ and the one is OP. If OQ is the longer line, then OP is the shortest line from center to the tangent. If that is the case, then the shortest line will be the radius, which is perpendicular to XY. Therefore, we have proved OP is perpendicular to XY. The last theorem is theorem 4.2, that is tangent theorem. The tangent theorem states that the lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Okay, so for this we need to write a circle here. Okay, circle and a point O. So in coordinate with this, I will write the data here itself. So data is, and this first point is O is the center of the circle. So O is the center of the circle. Second point is, so in linear to that, you write down a point P, which is external point, which is outside the circle. Okay, so second point is P is an external point. So external point means a point which is outside the circle. Now write two tangents. Okay, here PQ and PR are the two tangents. Okay, third point is PQ and PR are the two tangents. So next point is, we need to join all these lines. One, we need to join OQ, another OR and OP. Okay, so fourth point is join OQ, OR and OP. Okay, so this is the data. So the data is, first point O is the center of the circle, second P is an external point, PQ and PR are the tangents drawn, then we need to join OQ, OR and OP. So this is the data. So simple. Next, to prove. In order to write this to prove, we need to read the statement once again. That is, the lengths of the tangents, tangent is PQ and PR, okay, drawn from an external point to the circle are equal. We need to prove if a tangent is drawn from an external point to a circle, then these two tangents will be equal. So we need to prove PQ is equal to PR. We need to prove that these two tangents are equal. Okay, here construction is not there, so we can write a proof directly. So proof is, so when we join this, you can notice the two triangle has been formed. One is OQP triangle and the one is ORP triangle. Okay, we need to compare these two triangles. So in triangle OQP and triangle ORP. So see here, in perpendicular theorem, I have already told you, when a radius touches the tangent at a point of contact, so this will become 90 degrees. This will become perpendicular. Okay, now OQ is perpendicular to QP and OR is perpendicular to RP. Okay, so in these two triangles, we need to compare what are same here. So what are the angles, what are the sides are same. So one is OQ is equal to OR. Why OQ is equal to OR? Because both are radii drawn to the circle. Okay, OQ is equal to OR because both are radii of the same circle, not different circle, radii of the same circle. Okay, so next, in both the triangle, OP is the common side. In OQP triangle also OP side is there. In ORP triangle also OP side is there. Therefore, the second point is OP is equal to OP because common side. Okay, next, by perpendicular theorem, I have proved that this angle is 90 degree. Therefore, OQP angle is equal to ORP angle. Why? Because both are 90 degree. So I have proved two sides are equal, one angle is equal. So it will become SAS postulate, that is sides angle side. So two side is equal and one angle is equal. If this is the case, then the two triangle will be congruent. So triangle OQP is similar to triangle ORP. If two triangles are similar, then the two triangles will be congruent. OQP is congruent to triangle ORP. Then if two triangles are congruent, all the sides are equal. If two triangles are congruent, congruent means all the sides are equal to each other. Okay, if two triangles are congruent, then this tangent PQ is equal to PR. So this is the thing we need to prove here. PQ is equal to PR. So hence proved. I hope you understood this. This is a very important and easier theorem in your 10th section.